This working. Shit working. Shit busting. No kizzy, for real, for real. Uh, it says live. I don't know what that means though. Alright, we're live apparently. Alright. Interessante. Fuck, it's been a fucking minute. Alright. Yo, what is up? What's going on? Yo, look at all my viewers. Absolute non-existent, doesn't matter. We're doing this for the fucking because I can type shit. All right. What is up? How we doing? Setup is all. Yeah, we're all set up. Fuck it. We ball. What's going on? All right. So I'm starting my new series right now. Crypto and Opinionated Penguin because we fucking love the penguins. I've rocked mine since I bought it day one. Fucking love that shit. And I don't know. We're gonna fuck around and find out what's gonna go on. So I'm here to talk about the fucking crypto markets. I'm a fucking nerd. Just talk about my opinion because my opinion is the only opinion that matters realistically, right? Right. I think we're gonna start with some technical analysis. We're gonna move on to some. What am I gonna move on to? To some, just like some like news shit, some like general markets. We're gonna get into some NFT shit and some gaming shit, and that's how we're gonna close it. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Fuck it. I mean, at this point, might as well just start. All right, adets. All right. So let me just go to my monitor. Fuck it. Start with the fucking weekly chart. This is the Bitcoin index chart, which is the all-time. It's the historical chart for Bitcoinita. And what do we got here? I mean, look, all right. So my trading strategy is based off of Crown. I don't know if you know what that is, but basically I learned like all my crypto shit from him, like in terms of trading, in terms of charting. So it's gonna be pretty similar analysis to whatever he has. I haven't watched him in like a month, to be honest, but we're gonna fuck around and find out what the fuck's going on. All right. So first of all, we got the. Oh, this is the weekly chart. Let's just start with the weekly. I'm gonna go from the weekly down, like to the 2-day, daily, 12-hour, 4-hour, 1 hour, 15-minute. Just gonna fuck around, get everywhere. Start with the weekly. I mean, we got all right. So this bot. All right. So this is the Jewel, right? Jewel turned down back here. So since then we've been retracing. What is Jewel? It's kind of like a momentum indicator mixed with a lot of shit. It's pretty OP, to be honest, especially when you use it right. But since then we've pulled back. Like this is when the signal went off. We pulled back like 10%, which isn't like a crazy amount, but it's like, all right. So what's going on right now? So we've been pulling back. We've been this like more, but it's not really like a true pullback. It's not really like we're going down. We're just kind of like going sideways, which is good. And you can see that in BBWP, which is a volatility indicator. It basically measures volatility. The higher it is, the more volatile the move that we're in is, and the like longer the volatility has gone on. And the lower it is, it means the less you've been moving, and it means it's pretty boring. But it's usually the way it works is it goes from not volatile to volatile to not volatile to volatile. And it sometimes fucks around the middle. But once it gets really not volatile, it's usually followed by a pretty big move of volatility. So like here we were like really not volatile, and then we ended up going all the way back to the top. Same thing here. We're not volatile, and we ended up like moving all the way to the top. We had some like pretty big moves in both of these. So I mean I can mark it off in a chart. But here, if you look at it from here, uh between here and here, we end up going up like 60%. Between here, all right, so this was right before the crash. We crashed like 50% there. If you look at it from, oh yeah. So if you look at it from here, we ended up moving up like 500%, whatever. This is pretty volatile. Once we got to like low volatility here, we ended up moving up like 60%. So what ends up happening, we got a lot of volatility basically. Nothing crazy. Right now, it just means that things have been very boring, and it means soon we're going to have very exciting times. But how do you know which direction we're going to go in? Are we going to go up? Are we going to go down? Are we just going to keep going sideways? Probably not sideways, but we're definitely gonna go up or down. Now we gotta figure out which direction. So you have this thing called the stochastic momentum. Basically, ignore everything. Just look at this blue and orange lines that are together. These ones that remain together, and then this is basically uh like it basically has a direction bias on it. That's the way to put it. And so the stochastic is currently going down, right? If you can see from the direction, here, wait, let me get my drawing tool out. As you can see, this is currently moving downwards. And what that means is we're momentum is coming down. Not really anything crazy. It doesn't really mean much more than that. But what we're seeing is that in order to us to confirm that we're going up again, momentum, because this is momentum, we need to close above 29,000, right? We're at 26. Oops. So basically, we need to get Bitcoin above the price of 29,000 right now in order for momentum to go up, to like confirm that momentum is going up on a weekly time frame. Which we're not there yet. We could get there. So what do I think happens on weekly? Pretty much based on that. So based on these three indicators, plus I mean we can look at trend, which is we have the EMAs for. Trend right now is currently about to cross. So if we get yellow to cross with the green, it's called a silver cross, I believe, something like that. Basically confirms that trend has now flipped. We haven't gotten it yet, but if we do end up getting above 29,000, we will have confirmed that trend has completely flipped up, as well as momentum is going to start going up, as well as volatility will probably start expanding at that point. So if you start seeing volatility expand past like 10-15%, so we get like one of these moves where, all right, we get volatility plus this, we get Bitcoin starting to go up, and we get momentum to flip up, then it'll be very, very bula. We're gonna probably see like 34 to 40K, something like that. Fortunately, this is not a game of absolutes. I am not God. I do not know what's gonna happen, so I can only guess. So, but if that's the condition, we get above 29,000. That should be like your green light to like go. You want to be all in at that point, and we're about to go up. Now, the other condition is momentum is still facing downward. If we end up breaking down, let's say I don't really have like a real number. Wait, if I go to my I think this chart, yeah. So if we start seeing, yeah, let's go to the weekly on this chart. If we start seeing us break down, because this is basically the exact same chart we're just looking at, like literally. But if we start seeing a breakdown below this like 24,000 level, then we would see a pretty nasty move down to like 19, 20. That would be nasty. That would be like all right, so we drop like 5, 6, 7%, and then we end up dropping like 30% off that move if it happens. And volatility's there where it can happen both directions. However, the longer we go sideways, the more volatility contracts, which it's already fully contracted, but it could still just stay at this level for a longer amount of time. If you look back here, we were at it for 3 weeks. So it's the first week. We could be going sideways for another 2 weeks. And those 2 weeks, what can happen is momentum will come down more. So this will come down, let's say, down to like the halfway point, like somewhere around here. And what you'll end up seeing is, sorry, what you end up seeing is once momentum's all the way down there, it'll be basically this pivot point for it to close above, for momentum to flip positive will be a much lower number. And if that flips positive, then we end up seeing a really fat move up, like bussy A type action shit. Unfortunately, I don't think we're in the market for that yet. It needs a lot more time for that. It needs like 2-3 weeks of sideways of boring. So what I think maybe happens is we see volatility expand up. I think we do, and then we get a so here's the other scenario that I think could play out. That would be like the really nasty situation, which I think is probably gonna happen, but that's an opinion. In the end of the day, you just gotta play it however it goes. So like I said, if we break down under here, if we get like under this level, you just sell everything because we're gonna puke. If we get above this level, like we're gonna fucking if we get above like 31, but realistically it's 30, 29. We get above that, we're probably gonna fucking go to the moon. But what I think is gonna happen, we're gonna get to like that 29, 30 level, and volatility is gonna start expanding, and we'll be like, oh shit, everybody, we're up only, and then we reject. We have a, this is called a bull trap. We end up like rejecting, and we just shit the bed. That's one of the possibilities I think that are potentially in the books. The other one is we also just go down, and then, I don't know. We go down here. We just hover until like September, October, in this range. To be honest, let's say we just hover in this range until September, October, and then we get our puke down. I would say if it gets that long, then we're gonna go down. If we end up breaking up in the next like 3 weeks to a month, I would say, or I would say if we end up breaking out in the next yeah, 3 weeks to a month, it's gonna be bullish, gonna be up. It's gonna be very nice. But those are scenarios at hand. Right now, we're waiting for confirmation, and there is no confirmation yet. Pretty much, it's the best way to put it. There is no real confirmation until we get volatility to go above this white line, until we get above the moving average, until we get above 15, 10, 15. We don't really know for sure. Once you get above that, the direction it's already in is probably like a 70% chance, 75% chance going that direction. Another 25% chance you're wrong. It's not an easy trade. It's actually higher than 75. It's more like 90. But you first see that, and it's gonna be really obvious when it happens. It's gonna be very, very obvious. It's like we're gonna see it and we're gonna be like, oh shit. All right, this makes sense. All right, let's move on to the 2 day, I guess. I think these time frames are more interesting right now. Yeah, so 2 day looks pretty bullish to me. We had a signal down here on the jewel where we turned white on the 2 day, as well as look, the EMAs haven't flipped down. We're still in a very bullish EMA setting. All the EMAs are like, the trend is still up, right? Like the whole point. Why am I not making a line? There you go. As you see, higher highs, higher lows. I'm just gonna draw these lines, but these lines don't mean anything, by the way. They're just to show, all right, we're making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and we're doing this we're doing this like pretty, pretty like strongly. Like there's no reason we have not broken down pretty much. I think if I go back to this chart, yeah, we're not really like looking to break down anyway. Like this is the level I have marked out. And even though right now, technically, we're making like this smaller pattern of lower highs and lower lows, overall, the general trend on the EMAs, on the exponential moving averages, these lines, we're still going up. And that means that we haven't really broken down yet, but we are getting into a little bit of a risky situation where, all right, we have the pressure to break down. Yeah, what's good? Legendary rare legend. We have the situation where we can end up breaking down, but will we end up doing it? We kind of need to see. So volatility is low, and we do have technically confirmation where we're moving down, but it's such an easy pivot to flip. The pivot is 26,900, right? We stay below 26,900. We could get a nasty quick move down. I would say if we would probably like get to 24, we'd probably get to lows, maybe lower. I wouldn't bet the farm on it getting lower, because when momentum's already low, even though the trend is up. So when momentum is low on an uptrend, it's only a matter of time before we end up going up. So it's really hard to like be confident on a move down. It could happen, could be very nasty, but it's not likely is the right way to put it. It's not really likely for it to happen. Now the other situation that I think is a lot more likely is we end up we continue to pull back. So we're in this trend down, right? And I think we could continue to pull back for a little bit. So let me just extend that a little bit. So I think until like, let's say the 22nd. So for the next 2 weeks, we still just grind down sideways, which would go hand in hand with the weekly chart that I had here, where volatility can still keep coming down and going sideways. And then we end up putting in like a low on momentum, and momentum ends up flipping bullish, and then we end up seeing volatility expand hard on the upside. That is probably putting together 2 day and the weekly in that scenario. That is, in my opinion, the most likely scenario in the short term. Like right now, the way it looks, where we just grind sideways the next 2 weeks, and we get a really like surprising and very powerful move to the upside. And if we are able to break up above 32, if Bitcoin gets above 32, it'll be a very big move. Otherwise, if it's not, then it'll end up probably being a bull trap here. But going from like 24 to 32, that's a 30% move to the upside that you're catching. And that's probably the scenario that I would play out. I think the daily supports this also. We're gonna drop another time frame. Yeah. So daily volatility can come down. So what we're seeing is even though we're in a formation and formations are generally causing volatility to drop, volatility here is kind of high. So again, over these next 2 weeks, I could see volatility coming all the way down again on the daily and grinding sideways on the 2 day and the weekly. And then what ends up happening is we end up testing this like 24K level, 25K, and then we end up getting like a really big bounce because we're going to see momentum come down all the way. The same way on the 2 day, it would come down all the way, and then we end up getting a very big move. So what do I think happens? Short term or like medium term, we end up grinding sideways and down, and then like longer term, like after the next 2 weeks, after the next 3 weeks, we end up getting a pretty fat move, which could be like really interesting. Let's just drop more time frames. Let's go to 12 hour. 12 hour, nothing really interesting about this chart. We're kind of just in the middle of like this zone. We're kind of in no man's land. There's nothing really to talk about. Uh, let's go to 4 hour. Is that it? Why are you being weird? Shit being weird. All right. Yeah, 4 hour though, it's like the same thing. Here, let me switch back to this chart. 4 hour is pretty boring. We're kind of no man's land right now. We're seeing volatility come down a lot, which is actually pretty bearish because we're in a downtrend right now, and volatility coming down usually follows trend. Usually, if trend comes first, momentum is kind of no man's land, pretty irrelevant. Volatility is coming down. I can see us grinding sideways. So right now it's a Friday. Probably nothing happens today. Nothing happens tomorrow and Sunday. But then Monday, I could see us getting a pretty nasty move down based on this chart. Let's see if CME supports this. Yeah, CME's pretty similar story, and CME's going to close in like about 6 hours, so maybe even less. So usually what happens when CME closes is well, first of all, like there's no trading, so you're not going to see any candles, nothing. And so what usually ends up happening is weekends not much happens during the weekend in terms of price action, unless like it's either nothing happens or like the most insane thing happens. But most likely nothing's gonna happen, and so that's just only gonna like increase the chances of it. Just all right, Bitcoin just goes sideways over the weekend, and then it comes down, and then once the next week starts, it ends up pulling down. That's what I think is gonna happen in the 4 hour. That's like the next like week. That's not really like a medium term. That's like a this next short term move. That's what I would play. Let's talk about the 1 hour. 1 hour, no man's land. Trend is pretty much sideways. It looks like just consolidation. It's pretty boring. It's 15 minute. Fuck it. We're scalping. I mean, 15 minute. I would probably take a long. Maybe not here. Actually, probably here. Probably should have been long from this candle. I don't know. There's not really good opportunity since you're not pulling back. If I was to play some of my quant strategies, like some of the crown quant strategies, you should have taken this long here, right? Well, is it here that I confirmed? No, it confirmed here. So you would have been long here. Let's check if PMRP. Yeah, you would have gotten an exit already. Any active trades? Not really. There's not really a good active trade to take right now. But that's 15 minute here. Let's go to 5 minute because fuck, we're degenerates out here. We just fuck around and find out. Yeah, pretty fucking. Everything's fucking sideways right now. I would say probably just it's a Friday. Take a break. If you want to trade this, just don't. You're better off going to the fucking casino and putting it all in red. And I don't know. It's pretty boring right now. Nothing super interesting. Yeah. So there's your TA. So short term, everything's pretty fucking boring. Probably don't see anything until Monday. And then medium term, you're gonna wait 2 weeks of sideways. More boring. I love it. It's honestly right now it's the time to start picking projects because what I think happens is next 2 weeks nothing happens, and then third week. So what is that going to be like? End of June, you're gonna see a pretty fucking fat move up based on the daily and the weekly and the 5 day. And when you get that really fat move up, yeah, 5 day even supports us even more because we've already crossed up. This is a very bullish chart, right? By the way, like if this is the 15 minute chart, I would like start taking longs right now. And what I think right now, it's the time to start picking your altcoin buys, start like accumulating more on the bigger cap, and start waiting to play out that really big move up, which I think is going to end up playing out. Because right now it's really hard to be bearish when we should. So if it was really easy to be bearish back here, back in like in April, but since April, all we've done is go sideways. and that like I mean technically we've actually that's not really true. We've dropped like 15%, but we've dropped 15. We haven't broken any like key levels where like we're gonna shit the pants. We're not, which is a very bullish sign. Very very bullish sign. Yeah. So that's for the TA. Thank you for bearing with the TA. Pretty interesting stuff. That's what I think Bitcoin's gonna do over the next 2 weeks, and everything's gonna be fucking lit. All right, let's just get into fucking coin market cap. So let's just look at the market. Let's see what's up in last week. So we got Terra, Terra Classic Stacks, XRP. All right, nothing super interesting. So let's see what's down. Sui, Flare. I don't even know what the fuck these Flare and Conflicts. I've never even heard of those two before, and I've been in crypto for like a fucking minute for no reason. Sui, I'm pretty bullish on, so I'm actually gonna talk about that later. Uh, Sui, Gala, Sama. I don't know. Everything looks like it's down, but just like a higher beta on Bitcoin. Let's go by a number again. It just looks like a higher beta on Bitcoin. Like everything's kind of like nervous. Everything kind of like shit itself a little bit, but I think it's a good opportunity to buy. I think you should start looking to DCA in, which actually that's my next section right now, DCA, and then it's news. We're gonna talk about DCA, and then it's my watch list right now. Let's see what's up. Red Fox is up. Red Fox Labs. So that's like a game. It's like up 50%. That's insane. Star Atlas up 14%. I don't even. Oh, I think Star Atlas had some like news about their game. Like I think beta's open right now. I'm gonna end up playing it eventually, probably on this channel. Maybe. Can't make promises. I would love to play it, but I don't really. I don't know if it's closed beta. I don't know if like I can just access it. We're gonna see. Uh, Anything else super interesting? Nothing super interesting. It looks like everything's just kind of grinding sideways and down because of Bitcoin. All right, so let's get to the DCA part of it. What is DCA? DCA is called dollar cost averaging. Here's what I'm gonna do. Every day on this channel, I'm gonna put $10 into Bitcoin, $10 into ETH, $10 into big caps, and $10 into micro caps. Right? I'm just gonna pick one coin of the day for big caps and micro caps. And today's gonna be a very easy day. I already have that's my micro cap. Yeah, Pendle. It's not even a micro cap. It's $124 million market cap. What's the smallest market cap on the top 100? I'm just curious by market cap. It's like halfway there, to be honest. I don't really know. It should be in my watch list. Let's take a look. Oh, maybe it's not my watch list. I need to refresh it. Yeah, there you go. All right, so it is number 240. So it's not really a micro cap, but it's small. It's comparatively smaller. All right, so we're gonna put $10 into Bitcoin. Let's just add a transaction. Bitcoin, I believe that's like 0.0038775. All right, there we go. That's $100. No fees, no nothing. We're just gonna show how overpowered. Oh wait, I'm supposed to put $10. Oops. We're gonna show how overpowered dollar cost averaging is, and so we're just gonna put it daily, $10, and we're gonna see what happens. Probably gonna go up. All right, we're gonna add $10 to the ETH. So what is that? 0.08. I've not done any of this math ahead of time, as you can tell. All right, fuck, that's good enough. Add 4544. All right, I'll take it. There we go, $10. Add transaction. All right, very minuscule amount of ETH, very minuscule amount of Bitcoin. How much ETH is? Wait, how much is the ETH do I own now? I own wait, zero. Does not show. Anyways, if I view transactions, you can see. I don't know how to view transactions, but whatever. My first time using this. Fuck it, we ball first stream. We're just fucking around with shit. But yeah, just a minuscule amount of ETH, $10. All right, let's add. All right, so for the big cap today, it's gonna be Sui. If you don't know what Sui is, it is here. Let's just Google. Let's go to Sui. Sui is a network. It is basically it's similar to Aptos. It works on Move, which is what the Facebook DM chain is built on. It is, I think, very interesting. I think Sui is, in my opinion, probably one of my favorite coins. It is down for the week a lot, like a lot. Like, wait, if we go look at last week, what is down the most? All right, well, it's not. Wait, it's not on my watch list. Oh, oops, oopsie. All right, add it to my watch list. Oopsie. Oh, let's go back. All right. So yeah, it is down 20% for the week. There you go. It is down massive numbers. And you want to know what that means? It is the perfect time to buy. It was at like $1.20. It was hovering around $1.25 for a minute. It's now at 75 cents, which is actually like a pretty good valuation. Probably could come down lower. It's the number 85 coin, really, by market cap. Damn. That is, oh wait, but like 95% of the supply is locked, so I guess it's like it's not really a good indication of value. Not really at all. But it is down quite a bit, and I think it's like the perfect opportunity to buy. And I think if you look at it fundamentally, if you want to do more research into it, I'm not really gonna be research oriented. I'm just gonna talk about my picks, and I'm not really gonna explain them too much. I'm gonna explain them. So Sui is like a blockchain. I did explain it, but I don't know. I'm not gonna go too in depth. It's up to you at the end of the day. I'm gonna show you how good it is to just DCA and fucking everything. So what can I buy like 11 Sui now? 12, 13, 14, 5. Whatever. $10. There we go. $10 in Sui. Pretty good, pretty good. And we're gonna see how this fucking goes. I think we're gonna get that big move up, and I think it's gonna be a really smart idea. All right, add transaction. Now we're gonna pick my altcoin of the day, my microcap of the day. 20, 20 thinking. I can't really do math. 50 cents. 19, 18, 17, 25, 17.05. All right, fuck it. Pendle. So what is Pendle? Pendle is a LSD5. So what does that mean? I don't know. I like LSD. Nah. But nah, I'm not about that life. Basically, it's an automatic market maker, but it has a time decay. What does that mean? I don't know, but it sounds cool. To be honest, I don't really know. But that's the reality of things. It's not about what you think it sounds. It's not about what you know something does. It's about what sounds cool is what's gonna make you money. And I believe I've done my analyzation, and I believe this is gonna make you money. Amen. Amen, senor. All right. Fuck it. Yeah, so those are my $40 spent for the day. Damn. That's like half of somebody's fucking whatever they make daily. That's like rent right there. But if you want financial like retirement, you gotta learn DCA. Obviously, this is a fake account. I'm just showing how DCAing would work, and how I would implement this strategy myself, and how I would do it, and how you should do it, because it's the only way you're actually gonna make money, and it's the only way you can be consistent about it. All right, so $10 in Pendle. All right, let's move on. Yeah, so this is Pendle. I don't know. I think it's like volumes and shit. I don't really care. All right, I'm just gonna close that. Other seasonal adjustments. All right, so Eurozone officially enters recession. I don't know. We've been in recession for a while. I just think it's interesting. I'm not gonna read the article. I just think it's interesting. All right, Europe is now in a recession. So what does that mean? They've had two negative GDP growth quarters, and they're probably gonna keep having another one. I would guess, based on like how everything looks. All right, that was it. SEC chair. Crypto frenzy is full of hucksters and scam artists. You know, he's kind of right, but there's money to be made. And what are you really here for? The tech or the money to be made? Now, thinking about it logically, the tech is pretty cool. Like, there's some pretty cool stuff. But at the end of the day, you're here to make money. And who gives a fuck? As long as he doesn't fucking outright ban everything, which he probably won't. And there's a lot of very interesting tech that they probably shouldn't ban. And the reason why he wants to ban it is not because of the scammers. It's because he wants to protect the CBDC in the US dollar, which is what he was told to do in his job description. And so it's really like complicated situation where he wants to protect people, but he's not doing any actual protecting. He's kind of just like fucking everybody over. So I don't know. He's currently trying to. All right, so Binance lawyer. So Gary Gensler currently Binance lawyers are trying to like come after him, and so as well as he's trying to come after Binance. So I don't know if you know, he's basically suing them and taking them to court that they have like some sort of fraud where basically Binance US was completely separate to Binance, the company, and but he's claiming that Binance US is being controlled. So what's going on right now is he's suing, not really suing, but he's like trying to like prove that they're like a security, whatever. I don't know. He's like trying to prove that they broke the law, et cetera, et cetera. And so he took Binance US to court, and Binance US just announced that they're suspending all USD deposits, and they're warning that they're gonna pause withdrawals also. What does that mean? It means if you have your money on Binance US, take it the fuck out right now. You do not want that money in there at all. You're gonna get fucked in the ass, uh, et cetera, et cetera. Don't have any money on Binance. All right. Otherwise, you're fucked. Sorry. Anyways, at this point, after seeing FTX, after seeing all these other, after seeing Blitzlada, don't worry about that. But after seeing all these fucking companies go bankrupt, you do not want to keep your coins on these platforms, these websites. You want to hold your company, these coins, self-custodial, and keep them in your own wallets. And you want to keep full secure like control over them. Otherwise, like I said, you are gonna like get screwed, and you don't want that to happen. So withdraw right now, send your keys to your private addresses, and control them yourself. Not much harder than that. All right, and then Binance lawyers. So this is kind of funny. It's more like drama shit. Binance lawyers allege SEC Chair Gensler offered to serve as advisor. So that means that he want Gensler wanted to work as an advisor at Binance, and I'm telling you for a fact, these advisors make a fuck ton of money. And so Gensler was probably salty that he was an advisor for them. Meanwhile, Gensler was an advisor for FTX, which is why he never ended up suing FTX. But FTX were full of the biggest fucking fraudsters and biggest scammers, and FTX got fucked. And look at Gary Gensler. Now he's coming after Binance, or he's going after Binance when he wasn't given an advisor. When FTX he was. So what does that mean? Kind of a shifty, shady character. And he clearly didn't think that back then Binance was fraud in any way. So why is he coming after them now? It might be a little bit personal. I don't know for sure. I don't think anybody really knows for sure. Just an interesting point of view. All right, breaking Robinhood ends trading for tokens Cardano, Polygon, Solana. Again, this is very interesting because Binance are being sued for unregulated securities as well as Coinbase are also being sued right now. Robinhood, in order to like not deal with the risk of getting in trouble, they stopped trading for Cardano, Polygon, Solana, which are all included in the lawsuit. I think it's kind of a pussy move, but it's also a smart move. They don't want to get fucked. But also, it's also a reminder that Robinhood are a TradFi company first. Their crypto thing just an addition because they're hipster and gangster and shit. At the end of the day, they're just here to whatever the fuck. They're just here to make a profit. And that's it. They don't really give a fuck about crypto. It's just a means to an end for profit. Shit from. All right, so this is an interesting topic. I'm not gonna read this what's it called this article again, but just an interesting topic because uh as we're seeing right now, all these centralized exchanges are getting fucked fortunately. Meanwhile, a DEX, even if the actual front end, so even if Uniswap itself gets blocked, you can still go and you access the smart contract of the network at any time because the network will still exist. It takes a lot more work to get rid of a network than it does to get rid of just a website. Website is very easy to get rid of for the government, but to get rid of the whole network, you can. It's not gonna be possible for really big networks like Ethereum and Bitcoins and stuff like that. So what that means is you should probably start keeping your key. So like I said earlier, where you shouldn't be keeping your coins on like Binance shit. You should keep self custody over them in your own wallet. And when you keep self custody, it means that you can go and do anything you want with it. So I have Ethereum in my wallet. I want to turn it into dollars, into USDC, switch to stablecoin. You can do that anytime using these dexes instead of going off and using a centralized exchange. just probably common sense at this point. After seeing all these places go fucking bankrupt, look, a DEX is much easier to use. Now, what this also means is there's profit to be made by owning a DEX, or by making a DEX and owning it, or by buying DEX coins. So I will be talking a lot about DEX coins and like similar DeFi coins because I think there's a lot of power in a DeFi bull run because all these centralized exchanges are getting fucked over. And what does that mean? It means the alternative, the better alternative, the decentralized version of it that anyone can use at any time are going to do very well because there's going to be a lot more business for them because they're going to leave these centralized exchanges because these centralized exchanges are getting shut down and they're too much of a risk. Instead, people are going to use these decentralized exchanges. For example, on Coinbase, people were locking up their USDC for like a 3% return yearly or something, which is very good. However, it's risky. It's also risky on the DEX, but it's less risky that the government's going to go shut them down for like unlicensed, like whatever, unlicensed securities and shit like that. And so what you're going to start seeing is a lot of these dexes are going to get a lot more business, a lot more business. So Pendle, for example, that is an AMM. It's a dex. It just happens to be LSDFi, which basically just means there's like a time component to it, but it is a decentralized exchange. And so I think these decentralized exchanges are going to do really well. So you're going to see a lot of my buys over the next few weeks, next few months on my DCA portfolio is going to be into these decentralized exchanges. Even though Pendle, for example, is up a lot over the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks, it's up 100%. But I think there's just a lot of more opportunity there. I can close this. All right, Donald Trump to be indicted, summoned to appear in court on Tuesday. The corrupt Biden administration is informing you, whatever. Basically, Donald Trump being indicted again. And I just thought it was interesting because Elon Musk was like, there does seem to be a far higher interest in pursuing Trump compared to other people in politics. Very important that the justice system rebuke what appears to be differential enforcement or they'll lose public trust. He's speaking facts. Basically, what he's saying is that you can't keep coming after the same person when all these other people probably did something wrong also, and they should be investigated as well, including Biden, including his son, Hunter Biden. Like, I mean, that whole family is pretty fucked, including the Clintons, including everyone. There's too much of a risk for coming after one person again and again and again and being proven wrong that, oh, he didn't do anything wrong. And him getting off on it, and then he might end up getting reelected president. And look, I'm not Republican, I'm not really Democrat either. I'm not really any direction. But do I want Musk or not Musk? Do I want Trump as president? Probably not. He wasn't a bad president, but he's just so annoying. He's gonna have the internet lit. Trust me, the internet's gonna be lit when he's president. It's gonna be so entertaining. But do we really want him as president? Probably not. Do we really want Biden as president? Probably not. Do we want DeSantis as president? Maybe. Do you want RFK as president? Probably do, to be honest. I think he's the most interesting choice out of them all. However, we don't want like some other like complete dumb fuck from the Democrat Party running as Trump who isn't RFK and is just and the reason he wins is because like I don't know because of all this like fucking bullshit. I just want to deal with this and I don't want I don't know. He needs more equality. He needs more interesting shit going on. But Trump did have the internet lit, and if he's back as president, the internet would be lit again. I can say that one for a fact. All right. If you're in crypto, pivot to AI. So Jason Calacanis, I don't know if you know him. He's basically a venture capital person. He is the ultimate bottom signal. Oh God, no cap, for real, no kizzy. Now, basically saying if you're in crypto, pivot to AI. If you're in crypto, pivot to AI. That's what you should have been saying in fucking January, February. Now we're 4 or 5 months into the AI bull run. AI is doing quite well. However, it's not that interesting anymore. It's like it's AI. It's like, all right, the same old shit every time. Not really. AI is actually really cool, but you're already probably behind the curve a little bit on AI. If you're in pivot, it's not really a good fucking pivot. Like you should have pivoted as soon as you saw yeah crypto's been dead last year and AI is starting to pop off. That's when you should have pivoted 6 months ago. That's when you should have been looking to start your company and you should be starting to raise now or for the last 3 months you should have been raising money as a company. So what does that mean? It means this is probably a fucking bottom signal. It means this is probably the top for AI, or like not really at the top, but it just probably the bottom for crypto because look, crypto is like not even that bad of a state. Let's go back to the chart. Crypto is up since that point. Since that point, you should have pivoted back here. Crypto is up 60%, or Bitcoin's up 60%. All right, all of crypto is up like 45%. All right, so crypto's up as a whole 45% on average. Why are you saying pivot now? Like, this is when things are starting to get lit again. As I was saying earlier in my TA analysis, my technical analysis, whatever, in my fucking analysis, look, we're probably gonna have another boring 2-3 weeks, and then things are gonna like be lit again. We're gonna be fucking up there, fucking esket it, for real, for real. But like things are getting interesting, and then everybody started clowning him for it. Vox also were like, now might be a good time to consider quitting crypto. If you're in a crypto pivot to AI, interest over time is at a low again. And then The Economist, Bloomberg Weekly, Crypto in Ruins, Fall of Crypto Empire, Crypto's Downfall, whatever. It's so boring. Uh, Trump versus Stannis, what could go wrong? Ooh, interesting. We are so back. He's just joking because it's time to be a contrarian, which is absolutely true. I agree. It's time to be a contrarian. Jim Cramer, I've had it with Coinbase. Don't get me started on Binance. Jim Cramer's like the ultimate fucking wrong. Bro is wrong 100% of the time. It's impressive. Crypto's dead in America, says Chamath. That is something completely different. That has to do with regulation, and he's absolutely right. That is incorrect. But Vox saying, yeah, now might be a good time to consider quitting crypto. Why? It's just starting to get lit again. It's the opposite. This is when you should be the most interested. That's why I'm here streaming, because it's about to get fucking lit. Okay. Big day on Wall Street. Bitcoin's big day on Wall Street. The cryptocurrency fad isn't going away. That was the literal top. Well, within like 2 months of the top, but basically it. And then now might be a good time to consider quitting crypto. Right when everything is bottomed and we're getting lit again. Exactly what I'm talking about. It's about to get fucking lit. Why are you fucking being a little bitch? Amen. But yeah, I think things are gonna get pretty interesting again. And you should be completely contrarian at this, and you shouldn't like look at what Wall Street's saying. You should just ignore them. Luca. Overcomplicating your ecosystem is a very real thing. So Luca is the owner of Pudgy Penguins. If I can't figure out what's going on within 6 seconds, then you're doing something wrong. Now he's kind of right, kind of wrong. Obviously, if something can be complex, but he's absolutely right. If it's not obvious what the point is, even if the systems behind it are complex, but if it's not obvious what the points are, then yeah, you should probably fucking turn off. So that was an interesting tweet. Zuck's remarks on Apple Vision Pro is something very interesting because so the reason why Apple Vision Pro is really interesting is because if you're bullish crypto, you're probably bullish metaverse, and metaverse is kind of dependent on a crypto like system because you need proof of ownership and you need people to be able to own their own assets. And basically, you can read this yourself. You pause the video, whatever. Basically, what Zuck is saying is that he thinks that the tech behind it isn't really that good behind the Vision Pro, or he thinks it's cool, but it's not innovative, and uh, he thinks that it's way too expensive, and he doesn't really think that Apple really get the point when it comes to it. And it's not really for Apple. It's not really about metaverse. It's more about just having a new headset that people can use as a new way of like as like a new computer. Instead of getting a computer, you just put on a headset and then you have all these screens in front of you and everything. So I get his point. I think Apple's tech is cool, but basically he thinks that Apple aren't don't have the right focus for metaverse. And Zuck says his focus is metaverse. So I think it's a really interesting point. Whether he's gonna be right in the end or not, only time will tell. I think he is missing a little bit of a point when it comes to Apple because Apple are just trying to prove that they have the superior technology and the superior product, and I think they will continue to do so. But maybe that's just me. I guess we'll see. It needs more time, but this is super early on, and also the Apple headset doesn't even come out for another. It comes out next fall, so 2024 fall. So I don't know. There's a lot more time, but just something interesting to talk about. Oops, what went wrong? Oh, Pudgy Penguins. All right, so let's get to the NFT section. We're done with the news. NFT section. Pudgy Penguins floor 4.7. Let's see any news. Luca again, creator of Pudgy Penguins. We're gonna do everything we said we could do and more. Mascot's just getting started. This is when he's talking about his toys and shit, and his toys are fucking sick. They were like number one trending on Amazon for toys and shit. Look, bring me more Luca. I love the penguins. Obviously, I have a penguin. Up only. Amen. All right. What is this? Peter. I'm hiring. Oh yeah, if you want a job, there you go. Go get a job. If you're an illustrator designer. Fuddies. They're NFT I fuck with a lot. Floor is 99 right now. Floor's held quite well versus Sui. Now, when it comes to dollars, well, Sui's down, but whatever. Sui's down like 50% from the top, like 1.4 or whatever. But I think these are sick. I own 5 of them. Just I don't know. Just something to talk about. Neo Tokyo, same thing. So Neo Tokyo have like a bunch of news right now, and so they've pumped quite a bit. They were like 4 ETH, 4.5 ETH. Now they're 6.4 over the last day, and then Bytes are up. Or all right, they're down now at 6.6, but they're up over the last like 30 days. They look like they've topped, to be honest. Do I advise buying? No, I do not. I advise selling, but they were at like $3. They've been like slowly grinding up 350. Then they got to like 650, $8, whatever. They got to like $9 at one point, and now they're at 650, which is interesting. They're up quite a bit. The reason why is because Bytes 2.0 is coming out. They just redid a lot of the contracts, which fixed a lot of the issues with the project because they're trying to do some like really advanced technical shit. Also, if you are interested in Neo Tokyo, there's some merch dropping, or if you want some merch, just again something to talk about. All right, Ordinal Maxi Biz. These are sick. I think these are now the biggest. Oh, their floor dropped, but until their floor dropped by this most recent person, I think they were most expensive. So I think their floor was at like 4.5 Bitcoin, which made it the most expensive NFT project in the space, including all Ethereum, including all Solana, including everything, every marketplace. They had the highest floor. Obviously, they've dropped a little bit. Sorry, they've dropped a little bit, but I still think they're super interesting. They're like, here, I think if you press on one of them, you can see it in their tags. I don't know, but basically, they were basically made on like one of the first Bitcoin. They're basically inscribed is the right word, inscribed onto like some of the first Bitcoins on the network, and because of that, they have like some like really insane like historical value, which made them massive initially. I don't know. I think they're cool. They were at some point literally the biggest NFT, which is insane to me. Good for them. Cool hundred of these inscriptions. They're all pretty sick. I actually really fuck with the art a lot. But yeah, it's nothing more to them. Just want to talk about them a little bit. Oh, but okay, this kind of goes into it a little bit. I like ordinals, but do people actually believe any of this stuff matters? I kind of agree with this. I kind of disagree with this. So basically, what he's saying is the ordinal maxibiz, they were on block 9, sats mined in block 9, and they were sat from the 10,000 bitcoins used to purchase 2 Papa John's pizzas. And basically, like these stats show that they have a lot of history, but at the end of the day, does that really matter? Because 1 Bitcoin equal 1 Bitcoin. All of them are the same. That's the point of a what's it called? Of a token that's the point of a token. It's not an NFT, it's the point of a fungible token. All of them are equal to each other. Who cares about like this shit? Versus let's say like an NFT where each one is individual. So like as an NFT you should care more about the benefits, more about the art, more about like the stuff. This is all like the same. So who gives a fuck about these tokens? I don't really know. I get the point. I also think the history is interesting, but I get the point behind what he's talking about. There's something else. So a Lune, which is all right. So I guess we're gonna go to gaming a little bit. So Lune, Wildcard, Skyborn Legacy, these are all gaming companies, and the MetaVault trade is not. I'm just gonna close it right now. They all posted this purple too. And what does it mean? If you go to Skyborn Legacies, they ended up tagging Polygon in it. And so what that means is all these games are probably about to do something with Polygon. Do I know what that is? No, not at all. I don't have any alpha actually when it comes to it, but I think we're seeing Polygon like make a big move on a lot of these games. And for example, a game like Lune launched on Solana, and then they just launched some Arahamas or whatever the fuck you call it. It's one of their NFTs on what's it called on Sui, and now they're doing obviously doing something with Polygon, which is really interesting. They're doing stuff on multiple chains. So I don't know, just something interesting to think about. And all these chains are very scaled up, very fast chains. Actually, Polygon's very slow, but very cheap chains to use. And so it's just something interesting to be aware of, that all these projects are doing something with Polygon. Do I know what it is going to be? Nope. But you can assume that Polygon about to do like some like very big gaming event right now, in order to get more hype. So Polygon could be an interesting buy. It could be an interesting idea, and it could be interesting just to use the network. There are a lot of very interesting projects on Polygon, even though the network is pretty shit. Whatever. All right. Champions Ascension, new champions coming soon. Sadari, Fenrir, Daryl. I don't know. Basically, it's a game. It's a fighting game. I own one. I don't know how to feel about the fighting game. I haven't really played it yet. It looks interesting, but I don't know if it looks. I don't know if it's. I'm completely mesmerized by it. It's not like something I would say I'm insanely bullish. It's just something interesting. They have just some new champions coming up. Let's see. And then also champions Ascension. They have a what's it called? They have a tournament coming up where they've invited like a lot of like big streamers. For example, Yasuo, C9 Mango, Bobkin, like Meteos, like Bryson, like a lot of these like gamers, like gamers that you probably know of. Like Bobkin and Yasuo are massive. Like I would watch them a ton, and they're having them compete in this fighting tournament. I believe basically they're fighting a here, let's play the audio at really low. Yeah, they fight like some sort of boss of their fighting characters. I don't really know too much about it again, but it's super interesting. They're getting some very big streamers, so it could be really interesting when it comes to the game. Pretty bullish for the game that they're doing a tournament. Again, I only own one. I minted it, and I've just been holding on to it. I have like a few of their pets and shit, but that just comes from owning the original NFT. All right, Champs IO. It's gonna happen June 8th. Oh, oh wait, say June 8th. All right. Oh, it happened yesterday. All right. Well, there was a tournament yesterday. Cool. I don't know shit about it. And then last thing gaming related, MK1. The gameplay just came out. This has nothing to do with crypto, but just a cool game. Gameplay looks sick. Oh, it actually kind of does have to do with crypto. So basically, the team who did the art for this game, so like all like the in-game models, all the in-game models basically. The team is Collider Craftworks, which here I'll show you right now. Uh, Collider, Collider Craftworks. So basically, this is a crypto thing, game that they're working on. It's called the Mosh Pit. I've played it a few times. They have their NFT, Cyber Genesis ciphers, and the NFTs are sick. The art is sick. Basically, you can play as their characters in any of their games. They're also working on like an Unreal Engine plugin that allows you to import any character into any game. It's really cool. It's really well done by them. And so they did all the character art and model. They did all the modeling for uh the new Mortal Kombat game. It just shows how good of a team they are and how good they are at what they do. And so the game looks sick. Also, this isn't running at 4K. I don't know why. Whatever. Just Twitter is just shit. But the game looks sick. And so that's the team who did it. So just good to think about. Yeah, look at that shit. Oh, and there's like assist characters. I don't know, just an interesting game. Damn. Brody got fucking brutalized. Damn, slice and diced. Damn, so for the execution, I don't remember what it's called, but he gets an assist. Ooh, look at the counter. I don't even know what any of these characters are. I never played MK1. Oh, it's Liu Kang. I know some of the characters. I know Sub Zero. I know some of the characters. That's really it. But it looks like that's really it. That's all I had to talk about. I think that's it for the day. Yeah, we'll go back to the chart, I guess. Fuck it. One last thing. Reminder. Here's how I'm feeling. News is interesting. I think 2-3 weeks of sideways, and then we get a bussy A action up or down, but I think probably up. It's probably big move down like very soon, or it's big move down or big move up in 3 weeks. Those are like the scenarios. Or do we just go sideways for the next 2 months? Those are like the two big scenarios I see. Anything else kind of bullshit. All right, but on that note, hope you enjoyed day one. Thank you guys for all tuning in. I don't even know if anybody's fucking watching this shit. I'm about to fucking post a bunch of clips on TikTok and just like fuck around and find out because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But we're here just to have a good time, get lit, drink some wine, not drink. I'm 21. I can drink, but I will not be drinking yet. And I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy this and if you learn anything. Otherwise, just like and subscribe and have a fantastic day.